If they do that, they're going to be very, 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 very tough to beat.
Wilson! Oh! And we are tied!
Let's go! Call them five Slamma.
And I don't ever let them forget where we come from.
Getting those phones out. Report me acting ignorant.
Deon Kris got his way through, and he may go! Kris is in! Houston leads out of nowhere! Seventh heaven for Houston. The Cougars advance to their seventh Final Four. Go Cougs! Let's go! It's so good! The dream remains alive for the Houston Cougars!
Welcome into another edition of Let's Rage Coogs presented by the Saxenian family. We're coming off number one Houston, the first time that the Cougars are ranked number one overall in the Associated Press poll, and they came out, they looked the part in this Wednesday night game against Oakland. They took care of business. They looked stout defensively. Offensively, the ball movement in the first half to begin the game looked phenomenal. They had a little bit of a cold stretch there to end, but overall, top to bottom, they looked like the number one team. They played the part in this game. Right now, I'm waiting to bring in Fluff in a second. But Dayon, how are you doing on this Wednesday night? What a win by Houston! What a statement win! 78-45 victory over the Golden Bears.
Man, what a win. What a win. And I think with Oakland's last game, I think that even heightened our senses. It's not in the sense that they came really out ready to play. And so it was a good dub, man. Good dub. Good to see. Of course, the defense is what it is, flying around. Team defense, good rotation. But, I mean, I can't wait to get Fluff's perspective. But King Flemings, man, Kingston.
Yeah.
Hey, Fluff, talk to me. Talk to me, Fluff.
We
Talk to
see it
me.
in the comments, Fluff. How you doing?
I'm good, man. How are you guys, man? Good evening.
Good evening. Fluff, you told us this last year about Kingston Flemings and how he's the truth. And 3 games into the season, Fluff, you are hit the nail right on the head. He's looked phenomenal today. 1 assist shy of a double-double. He looks like the total package: athleticism, pass first, vision. That pass that he had it towards the second half where he threaded the needle, bounce pass, set up JoJo Tugler for the slam
Yeah, he
dunk.
shot at the tug. Yeah.
It was phenomenal. And a score to 19 points. I mean, this was the Kingston Fleming show tonight against Oakland.
Well, I think, slowly but surely, I think it is the Kingston Fleming show. Um, you know, not to take anything from Kingston. He was amazing tonight. And not to, dim the light on anything that he's doing in this young season for this young player. But we need Ooze to play better. We
Yeah.
need Ooze to play better. I seen somebody in the comments asking if we're ready for Auburn. Family, we are ready for anything at any time, at any moment, because we are the prestigious University of Houston. But to maximize who we are, we need Ooze to really, really step it up and get some things going. Sharp was sharp tonight, and
Mhm.
you know, in a young season, that's what winning basketball is about too. Though at the end of the day, we're 3-0, so we give him some leg room to get it going. But Kingston Fleming, top 3 to 5 freshman in America, 100,000%. I told you guys last year when he was in high school that he was the real deal. And now he in the field and ain't nothing looking like it's gonna spill. Okay? I got that. I got that from my boy D. I got that rhyming from my boy D. But
Yes,
yo, I
sir.
got to have something for you. I had
Yeah,
something for you tonight. But
yeah.
Kingston Fleming, man, real deal, man. Real deal. And I match him up against any freshman in America. You understand what I'm saying? And what I mean by any freshman in America, I mean that. I'm not saying, oh, not this one, not that one. I said any freshman in America, he's playing on the number one team. Another thing, congratulations to the prestigious University of Houston. We are number one in the polls, and we are number one in America. Let's not dim the light on that. but he is starting on the number one team in the country with the number one coach in America also. Come on, man. This kid is big time.
I think what's even most impressive, and you called it from game one. He only what do you go 3 for 4 or it was on
Yeah,
limited
he
shots.
only had 9
Then
points.
yeah, then Fluff, you called it. Just imagine with more attempts he would get more points. But what's so enlightening is the efficiency. He's maintaining the same level of efficiency. And like you said, Fluff, it's not like he's hunting it. He's getting it in the flow of the offense. And so
Yes.
that's what's the most impressive to me. What are you seeing from a guard perspective that's really making him so poised, so confident, and having him play so well early in the season?
Well, I think that he knows his spots that he likes on the floor. See, sometimes guards they guess and they try to figure out is this my spot or is this my spot or is that my spot. With Kingston, he knows exactly when he wants to go downhill. He knows when somebody's open. He knows when to pull it back and run the play. Like he's just in tune with makes sense at all times of the game from the beginning to end. So that's why he's so efficient because he's not going to take anything or do anything that he doesn't want to do at a time that he doesn't want to do it. And that's why he's amazing as far as his IQ of the game. I don't know I forget his high school coach name. They did a hell of a job of preparing him for this level.
Yeah, Hunter Ange 5 on YouTube agrees with you, Fluff. The game is slower for him. It seems like high IQ player, and a lot of love getting in the comments by Kingston Flemings. Again, he had 19 points in 27 minutes. Very, very efficient. 8 for 12 shooting from the field. 1 or 2 on threes. Got to the free throw line a couple of times. Hit both of them. 9 assists, 5 rebounds as well. So he's literally doing a little bit of everything for the Cougars. And Fluff, you mentioned Emmanuel Sharp. He was right there with him when it came to the leading scorer. Also had 19 points. He was efficient on his 3-point shooting, 5 of 9 from behind the 3-point line, 7 of 13 overall from the field. He also had 4 rebounds, 4 assists. Chris Sanak in this game too had 11 points, 5-11 shooting, 4 rebounds in 20 minutes for the young freshman as well. And honestly, a good night for the freshman. Isaiah Harwell came back after having that setback with the injury. He put together 9 points in this game for Houston. This was the first time that Houston has played against a team that they played zone the whole game. It was a 1-3-1 zone for Oakland, and Houston passed the test. Now, granted, it was the Golden Bears. It's not like we were talking about prime Syracuse, but they checked all the boxes. The ball movement was phenomenal. The ball never stuck, and if I remember in the ESPN Plus broadcast, they mentioned that they had only spent a day practicing against their zone offense because Houston they play man, and that's all that they've practiced. And if that is the case and they only had one day to practice off a zone, they look phenomenal. That's a hell of a job of Kelvin Sampson and his staff.
Yeah, and the thing about it, I forget who that was, but it was kind of like the same type of defense, but it was full court. I think it was Gonzaga last year.
Mm-hmm.
Was it Gonzaga?
Um, trying to, I can't
I
remember off the
forget
top of
I
my head.
forget who, but somebody kind of try to spook us with something like that. And we passed. Of course, we won the game, but we was a little rattled, and that was good to see from them tonight too, to get through that smoothly. But like I said, Ooze gotta pick it up. We gotta pick it up because you know we got some big games coming up, man. And he's our leader, one of our leaders, and we need him to really step up big time as this thing progresses.
What would be your message to Ooze? Because I mean, like you said, he's still being aggressive, and so he's not lacking there. But what would you tell him? What would be your message to him
My
as a
message would
pro and as a
be,
coach?
and I'm corny, D. I'm corny, but my message would be, man, listen, man. You gotta see me. I could watch a game. I know when a guy is really spending that one-on-one time with somebody. He gotta get some one-on-one time with somebody that he really trusts and really start figuring out. Like I said about Kingston, knowing is not comparing the two at all, but just he has to figure out what's gonna be his 2 to 4 go-to moves and go-to shots on the floor at all times. And he has to kind of work out during the season and kind of, you know, give the variations to that. Nothing outside the box of who he really is already. Because right now he is who he is. So he has to understand when a floater is there, when he gonna throw the push floater. The minute there, when he gonna shoot it. When he coming off the screen left side, let it go. Don't think about it and then hit it and shoot it. Like it's just like a lot of moments, a lot of shots that he's missing is because he's indecisive. So he is aggressive, but he's a little indecisive on the movements that he's making when it's time to score the ball. So what I would say to him is be more confident while you're being aggressive. Because sometimes you can be aggressive and not as confident as you can and should be. So I think he should just be a little more confident about the things that he's doing on the floor, and maybe some one-on-one time with somebody can make that happen more.
He's also struggled to shoot the ball to begin the season. Another tough shooting. I took a lot less shots, but he hit the first shot of the game, open three off a good ball movement, and then went over 5 the rest of the way for Uzan. Only 3 points, 1 of 6 shooting. He shot 5. 5 of his shots were from behind the arc. So that's, again, like you said, Fluff, that's something that for Houston to get back where they were a season ago and this time get over the hump, they're going to have to need Milos Uzan to be the really the caliber that he was at towards the end of last season, and he hasn't been there yet so far. Oh, again, still early, barely 3 games
Early,
into the
very
season.
early, yes.
Not too complicated on YouTube, says, by the way, Fluff. It was Purdue. Purdue was a team that heading into that Sweet 16 matchup, everyone was making the noise about the Dawn that
Okay,
they
gotcha.
played.
Thanks, man.
And kind of thinking about it in reference to last year, remember Milos had a slow start to last year
Yeah, I
and
was
kind of
just gonna
found
say
his
that.
groove.
Yes,
Yeah,
yes.
he got now thinking about it, he had a slow start to last year and kind of found his groove when he put together a long stretch of good games. And so I think I mean I'm definitely feel confident that he'll kind of find his niche and
Mhm.
turn it around. I don't know if his draft stock is going down. I see Anthony 37. His comment. I'm not really too sure about that because we only two games in,
3 games
and
in,
so
Three.
three games in, and so they'll take a full body of work versus comparing it off just how he played in 3 games.
100%.
What did you guys see from Sanak in this game?
I mean, he's solid, man. Smooth operator. That's his name. The smooth operator. That's Kris, man. You know what I mean?
Yeah, because everything looks so natural.
Yeah.
Nothing look everything, yeah, it's like so natural, so smooth, and he know where he want to go and what he want to do to get
And
the
he don't
shots
think
that
nobody
he.
could guard him.
Yeah.
Yes, yeah, yeah. His confidence is jumping off the screen. So I think with more touches, I think he'll be even more potent. I know he went 5 for 11 tonight, but I think we get him in that 15, 16 shot range. I think we'll get a little bit more production.
I mean, and it's a good problem, but I think, Coach Sampson has some furniture, not furniture movement, but furniture uh reconfiguration figuration to do. You know what I'm saying? He got some move, same furniture in the room, but moving around a little bit is gonna, determine a lot of what's going on as far as how far we gonna go.
We're gonna get to some of the comments in a second, but real quickly, like to thank first and foremost each and every single person that's taking the time out of their Wednesday night to join us on this edition of Let's Rage Coogs, presented by the Saxenian family. Of course, we also like to take this opportunity to thank the sponsors for this edition of LRC, beginning with Steve Saxenian, who is the primary sponsor of not only this edition, but each and every single men's basketball postgame show. And of course, we also like to say thank you to Star Pizza, specifically to Mike and Jennifer Pittman for helping being sponsors on the show. They have multiple locations throughout the Houston area. Be sure to stop by any one of the locations especially their inner loop locations. A perfect place to stop before a game heading into the University of Houston, whether it be heading to the Fertitta Center or maybe on November 22, you're heading to TDECU Stadium. Be sure to check them out online at starpizza.net and on social media at starpizza HOU on X, Star Pizza Houston, Texas on Instagram. Wanda Polk asking if there's an update on Chase McCarty, who took a big bump. It looked like he was obviously got shaken up. Haven't gotten an update yet from him. Haven't seen anything online, so I'm sure something will come out shortly from Kelvin Sampson's presser in a second. The comment from Mr. Big Texco asking about Sacco, the Khalifa Sacco, and what he's seen from the big man. Had to play a good amount of minutes after JoJo Tugler got in foul trouble. Yeah, when you just look at his stat line, 2 points, it isn't going to stand out, but got 5 rebounds, and his length made a couple of different shots change when he was in there while JoJo Tugler was out in the first half with foul trouble.
Yeah, he did. And I think with this his experience is where it was putting him ahead of Cedric Lace. But when I'm looking at the two, it doesn't seem like they're too much far apart. And so, from my opinion, I think Coach Sampson is leaning on his experience, and I think he's a little bit agile, a little bit more athletic on his feet, probably a little bit of a better of a shot blocker on that back line to be able to anchor on the help side on that. But so far, he only played 2 games, so I still haven't. I got to see him a lot more tonight. I still need to see a little bit more of him. But I think in his role and so far through 3 games, I think he can fit that role well. I think if needed foul trouble, he can come in and he's going to communicate. He's going to rebound, and I think he's going to alter, challenge, and block some shots if need be. So I think he's been steady, but it's only been he played 2. He didn't play the last one, so I need to see a little bit more of him.
Yeah, Hunter Ange on YouTube mentioning the health issues that he's had so far in the season. Not too complicated. Great praise or high praise for Kingston. He says he jumps like Kenyon Martin and he dribbles like John Stockton. That's high praise for the freshman from Houston.
Another comment says, well, he didn't have no turnovers. That is big. He did mention
That's
that.
super
He
big.
did 9 assists,
9
no
assists with 0
turnovers. That's amazing.
turnovers.
I think the other thing is like we like to say that it's early, and it is true, but we're setting the tone for everything right now.
Hmm.
So as much as it's early, it does matter too of what we're doing now. So it's like both. It does matter how we setting the tone to the season, and it is also early. So but we 3-0, man. So what I mean, we don't got too much. We got fixable things to fix as we go on.
Hunter Ange
When you
says,
said
"Go ahead, Dan."
when you said rearrange the furniture, I think I know what you mean, but for some of the viewers who may be wondering, like, dang,
Okay.
what he mean by that?
Well,
Maybe
what
elaborate.
what I mean by that is that Kingston might need the basketball a little more. So we're saying that how far we're gonna go is gonna be on Milo's, but Kingston has shown us that he got it if need be. And as time goes, we should know very soon if that's a need be situation. And I don't think we wait. I think Auburn, we see what he got. Okay, Pettiford, you out there? Okay, Pettiford, you on me? I'm on you. Whatever, or however we're gonna do it. But my Ooze has to be okay with maybe catching and shooting more. And that's what I'm saying. The time is going to be good too. I don't know what they're talking about in practice, but like who's being able to hit that shot because Kingston has shown that he's a creator for others.
Hmm.
So if he's a creator for others, he needs it more. The usage rate gotta increase. That's just my take on it.
It's
Yeah,
a
I
great
agree with
take.
that, and I think for Milos, that can aid his draft stock, proving that he can be an efficient catch and shoot player. Because I mean, he's shown last year that he can initiate an offense if need be. He can handle the rock and he can play a pick and roll. But you got to think at the next level, depending on where he goes, he may not be a dominant point guard. A lot of times, it's
Yeah.
superstars and all stars who initiate the offense to where he might be able to show that he could be efficient in catching and shooting. So I think that could even help his draft stock even more in showing his versatility.
And I think I want to piggyback on something that we said that he wasn't lacking aggressive 1 for 6. I'd rather him be 4 for 13 or 4 for 12. 1 for 6 is kind of I don't know about that.
Uh, we've talked about all the main players, but we mentioned a little bit of JoJo Tugler, and really, I mean, the lack of playing time he had in the first half because he got in foul trouble really really early in the game. I think it was about just over 2 minutes into the game. Still seems like he's getting back into game action at times with some of the fouls, but showed flashes of again how important he is, how much of an anchor he is for Houston on defense in that second half, and showed off his athleticism. That was a hell of a dunk off the pass from Kingston Flemings. He threw that one down. Good reminder to see what JoJo can do.
I mean, I think JoJo's a good roller, good, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Makes good little moves, little runners if he has the opportunity. And man, we know what he brings defensively. You know what I mean? That's what he do. So we in good shape.
Yeah, I agree. And that's kind of why I reference giving CNAC a little bit more touches because I think he's more of a natural mid post, low post scorer versus JoJo, in which we started out and probably are throwing the ball to JoJo on the block. Versus, like Fluff said, he's a good roller, a good catcher in that dunk spot to be able to finish
Hmm.
and dive into the basket. Defensively, we know he may win National Defensive Player of the Year. But offensively, he's still a little rough around the edges. In which I mean, early in this season, I mean, you want to get him touches, which I'm sure Coach Sampson is doing. But I think like Fluff reference, moving a little furniture, play a little bit more through those two freshmen,
Yeah,
and I
man.
think that's going to be, in my opinion, from what I see, probably
Because
our
we don't
best player
want
as a
that to
team.
be Duke's advantage and not ours.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We don't want Duke to be in a tournament and maybe we run a Duke and they freshmen like, listen, I've had responsibility all year long. I'm ready. We want our guys to be like that also. So, that's gonna be huge. And it's not about Duke, but it's just about there's some teams out here where freshmen. This is like this is one of those years of the freshmen.
And Coach Sampson kind of mentioned that in his last meet availability. He talked about some of these freshmen in the other programs are number one options. Like
Yeah.
their offense runs through them and they can take shots here and there and kind of pass when they feel like it. But in a sense, I ain't gonna say because Kingston is such a smart and has a great IQ in which he's not forced to nothing. He gonna play
Yeah.
within the confines of the system and still get downhill and make the right play. But still, I think if you give him a little bit more freedom, give him like Coach Sampson say that fluorescent green light, I think we could even see even more.
Agreed, man. Agreed.
And this Sunday is going to be a great test to see how the team kind of gels against, again, Auburn. It's an opponent that's given Houston problems in the past. They beat them last season. Top 25 team in Birmingham, so they're going to have a real taste of. Technically, it's a neutral site, but Auburn fans are going to be there at that game in Birmingham, and they're
That
going
is
to be
not a
ready to
neutral
go.
site. They
Yeah,
always doing us like
absolutely.
that. They always lying. We
Well,
always
last
playing
year.
somebody right where they from, and they saying it's neutral, but we ain't nowhere near Texas. We ain't nowhere near Houston, Texas, and they always saying we playing somebody at a neutral spot. But hey, what do I know?
It's interesting with the scheduling that they had with Auburn, because even last year Houston it was technically a neutral site too, and it was at the Toyota Center. So, I wonder. I'm curious what the reasoning was. Like they couldn't just host a regular home and home. But anyways, that it'll be a good test, like you said, to see like, hey, give the keys to Kingston. Let's see what happens, and some of these vets, they know what's coming. They want to get payback for the loss to Auburn last year early on in the season, and we're gonna get a good taste to see where this young Houston team is very very early in the season.
100%. And also, the thing that's big too is, win, lose, or draw. We like you're saying, we know exactly where we are early on right now, right here. So this is big, in so many ways.
And looking at the schedule ahead, after they play Auburn, they're going to play Ryder at the Fertitta Center. That'll be a week from tomorrow at the Fertitta Center, and then they go to Vegas for the Players Era Festival, where they're going to play Syracuse. They're guaranteed to play Syracuse, Tennessee, and they'll have one more high caliber opponent. And obviously, we know how that Vegas tournament went for them, or the multi-team event last year, how it went for them. So they're going to have a lot more tougher competition in the upcoming games. The next four out of the next five opponents are going to be good tests for this Houston
I
team. Go
I
ahead,
think
Dan.
what I'm really anxious to see, especially coming up against this Auburn, is our first two men off the bench and how they play. Because remember how Malik settled into that role and was an instant spark off the bench.
Yeah,
Isaiah came back today and he played all right. Him and Mercy. So I want to see those two particularly when they come out and against Auburn, they come on the floor. Who's going to establish themselves and who's going to kind of define those roles and be efficient when they get on the floor to kind of earn those minutes whenever a starter is foul trouble or whenever it is they go to the bench for a rest. I think that's going to be key, in which I know Coach Sampson has his eye on that as well.
this is a great. This is an interesting comment. Real quickly, going back to the question I had about why they were neutral sites, but it's a great point behind her. Angie said for the metrics, a loss at a neutral site is not as bad as a loss at home. So that would be a good explanation as to potentially why they didn't just do a straight home and home. This is an interesting question. Thank you, Giovanni, for the super sticker. By the way, he says Flemings is the real deal. Ranking him as a 4-star was criminal. Yeah, so far, absolutely. That he looks like a bona fide 5-star that should be towards the top of the rankings in the country, and Houston will take it. They didn't get much noise, and he's looking like a 5-star right now. But the question is, are the Cougars better at this point in the season compared to where they were last year? We all love a good hypothetical. What do you guys think?
Nah, but um, I think so. And this is the thing. The guys who were returning, the guys who were new last year, which was Milo's, really just Milo's, really, right? Okay,
Um,
right,
yeah, from the main rotation.
right, Milo's, right. So like you said, Milo struggled last year when he first came, right?
Mm-hmm.
So if you do the math on that, we're kind of better now because we have like three players who's showing extreme promise who are and they're freshmen. So it's like Milo's came and was struggling last year in the beginning, and he was at what, junior?
Correct.
So you gotta think about it. We're kind of better now because we know that we have new guys that we can lean on when they get thick. So it might not look like we're better at this moment, but we kind of we are.
The ceiling for this team is higher than what it was last year, which is
To
kind of
me, to me, to
crazy.
me.
Which is crazy to say considering how far
Because
last
we
year's
were
team
good.
went.
We were amazing last year, obviously.
Hmm.
But now And somebody might disagree with me. I think our guard play is a little. I think Kingston brings our guard play like to another level, and he's dynamic with it. So it's like, and he's efficient with it. Even with Cryer last year, if he's cold, he's kind of cold. I don't
Yeah.
think Kingston that type of player. I think Kingston's like a player who, if he's off, he might still go get 12 assists.
Hmm.
You
Yeah.
know what I mean? And that's what makes him
Yep.
great. I don't think he's tripping like that. As far as I think he's gonna, I think his mindset is I'm gonna get to the league on winning so many of these games. I got opportunity to win so many games, and I'm out here. So it's like I would have to say we're better now. My opinion.
I agree.
Let us know in the comments what you guys think.
Yeah. Yeah. Let us know what you think. I think Mr. Big Tex said no too. I agree. I think we are, and I think that X factor is Fleming. It's Kingston because, like Fluff just alluded to, with LJ, it was he really didn't do much playmaking. If he was
Hmm.
off, he was off, and the ball was in Milos's hands most of the time. And so now you have an additional playmaker, in which you still got Milos who has the ability to make the play. And if Keaton isn't maybe having an off night shooting wise, he can still control the pace of the game. He can still control the game, the floor general, and make plays and still really be the best player on the floor without scoring. And so I think that dynamic, and plus, I think we're better at low post scoring. I think Chris Cenac is better than Jawan Roberts. And so, I mean, just being blunt, just my opinion. And then just think from a month from now, 2 or 3 months from now,
Right. That the
now
ceiling is
he's,
making me is driving my answer too.
yep, because now they're going to even have even more experience on them. Now they're going to be settled down even more, and they'll be able to really flourish even more.
But even looking at the rotation, because I went back and I saw. First of all, I forgot how early they played Auburn last year. They played Auburn the second game of the season. But look at some of the players that played in that game. If you're kind of exchanging player from player, they had Terrence Arsenault, Javier Francis, Malik Wilson, and Ramon Walker. And compared to tonight, we're off the bench. You have Isaiah Harwell. You still have Ramon Walker doing what Ramon Walker does. You had Chase McCarty, who had an off night tonight, and then obviously got banged up. And we would be curious to see what we hear in terms of what his injury was. Um, and then we're still trying to figure out. I guess that's the question mark about who kind of is that final guard off the bench, and it seems like we have a
What did
competition
Mercy have?
between.
7 and 9 minutes today?
Yep, he had 7 and 19 minutes, 3 of 8
Oh, 19
shooting.
minutes.
He did get 4 rebounds in the game, didn't turn the ball over, and then Cordell Jefferson came in towards the tail end. He he took a lot of shots in 5 minutes. He took 5 shots in 5 minutes, had 4 points, 2 of 5
He a little
shooting.
wild. He a little wild. He a
Uh,
little wild. He a
one
little
rebound.
wild.
So, I mean, Mercy Miller looked good in his minutes and the opportunity that he had tonight. So, but those two are clearly battling to see who gets those final minutes, kind of the Malik Wilson minutes that he had last year.
How's Malik doing?
That's a good question. I need to let me see if I can find out
I
what
think
he's
he
up
went
to.
overseas somewhere last time I saw, and I saw a graphic
Okay.
where he had like a real monster game. But that's exactly what I'm thinking that you're talking, and then, like I alluded to a second ago, is like who coming off the bench, like who's going to establish? It may be Isaiah and Mercy, and so because you think coming off the bench, it was two people getting a lot of minutes. It was Terrence and it was Malik. And
Mm-hmm.
so I think we're gonna need both of them to really step up and fit into them roles and really take that next step. And that's why I can't wait to see against Auburn against a better test than what we played so far through 3 games.
And our defense is gonna have us in any game. So we got to see if their defense can stop our offense. If we could give them pushback on that end, I think we in business. And Arsenal, and to go back to the question, and we all just answering it as honestly as we can. Is Arsenal never really gave us anything offensively last year. So now
Yeah.
that he's not there and he's not tugging 25, 26 minutes, I'm gonna bet on Mercy and Harwell and guys like that. I'm on with McCarty. I'm almost guaranteeing that they're gonna be a little more productive. You know, and there's no disrespect to Terrence. We love him. But just talking Cougar basketball, I think they're gonna be a little more productive than he was last year. Now Malik, I don't
Blake
know.
was a dog.
Now listen, let me tell you something. Malik is forever a
Certified.
beloved Cougar. This is fellow Cougar talk, all of us. He is hey brother, if you ever see this anywhere, man, this is from the alumni. You are loved, bro. Like you are loved, man. What you did last year, as far as you being so humble and still being needed to win. I haven't. Now, if somebody want to say, "Well, who's our Malik?" I can't. I can't say that yet.
Hold on, hold on, hold
That'll
on,
be a
hold
hell of a
on.
question.
Hold on, Fluff. Hold on, I gotta get this. Is for you. Just heard that from a Cougar legend, a Cougar all time, one of the best players to come through H Town, come through the Third Ward Cougs, who just gave Malik your flowers. It's not just from me, an analyst who that's from a pro to a pro. So I want to preface that, and echo those same sentences. Malik, you certified, bro. You a dog, and man, say, man, hey, I'm gonna
When
give
I
you the
come when I
Cougar
come
salute.
home and I see him, he might not know who I am at first. That's okay. I had to point up there to the wall on him. You know what I'm saying, D?
Yeah, yeah,
Hey D, hey D.
yeah,
I ain't really talked about that yet, but
yeah,
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 I had to say, man, who are you? I might have to hit him like
yeah,
that. You know what I'm saying?
yeah.
But just to let him know. But look, this love, man. When you're a real alumni, and you're a real Cougar. You humble when your time is over.
Mm-hmm.
I think we have a great program as far as that. Like when your time is up, it's not like, man, young fella, man, when I was here, I did this, I did that. It's more like, yo, bro, do it bigger, man. You know what I mean? Like I haven't met Sasser yet, really. You know what I mean? Guys like that, Shed, like, bro, you did it, man. You know what I mean? And I think that's why I think we don't get enough credit on. Well, I think Coach Sampson and the staff don't get enough credit of, how much they make the guys feel at home, even if we're from far away. Because some guys are from the South and went to Houston and able to touch the players a little more. Some guys went back northeast, like myself, and you know what I mean. We still got that Texas love for you though, man. So Malik, salute to you, brother.
And Fluff, to answer your original question, it seems like he's playing overseas in the Hungarian Pro League. I'm probably gonna butcher the name of this team, but the Kometa Kaposvari.
Leave it alone, Andy. Leave it alone.
Well,
He over there getting that.
this
Know
was
what you say? Some teams
this
can.
was
You just say he over there getting paid. Fluff, he all right.
that's true. Well, as of Halloween, so this is shout out Cook TV. They tweeted this out on Halloween, but in 6 games he had averaged 19 points, 4.8 rebounds, and 4.5 assists in the Hungarian league. So he's doing good overseas.
Great, good job, Malik. Good job.
Well, that being said, we're gonna start to wrap things up on this edition of Let's Rage Coogs. Once again, the final score from the Fertitta Center, the number one ranked team in the country, comes. They looked the part in this game against Oakland. They come away with the 78-45 victory over the Golden Bears. Interesting stat. Even though both Kingston Flemings and Emmanuel Sharp had 19, the leading scorer was actually. Isaac Garrett from Oakland, which is interesting. You don't see that often where the opposing team has the leading scorer, but obviously in this game it did not matter for Houston. They held Oakland as a team to just 45 points. 31% shooting from the field. Looking at some of the final team stats, Houston only turned the ball over 6 times overall as a team, so they did a great job taking care of the ball. Out rebounded them 46-32, including 18 of those rebounds being offensive ones. We've talked about Kingston. He was tied with Houston in scoring with 19 points, had 9 assists, no turnovers, 5 rebounds. Emmanuel Sharp right there with him, 19 points, 4 rebounds, 4 Sanak with 11 points, 4 rebounds. And Isaiah Harwell, the fourth leading scorer for Houston, with 9 points in this game. For Houston, coming up next is the Sunday afternoon matchup. That's going
Gonna get it done.
to
All right. And that's what it is. We coming for war. We don't run. We don't duck from anything. This is the prestigious University of Houston. And listen, we gonna get it done. Shouts to the Elm City Elite program. Follow us on Instagram. Rob Mckiver is my page. Also, Elm City Elite is my page. Show us much support. We need it. We're from New Haven, Connecticut, but we got that Houston, Texas culture in us every day in the lab in New Haven, Connecticut. I appreciate everybody that come on. Let's Rage Coogs. Go Coogs.
Man, I'm ready for Sunday. Like Fluff just said, we coming down and we finna get busy. And the defense gonna keep us in the game. I want to see our stars gonna step up front naturally. I think they're gonna step up front in the bigger game, brighter lights, and I want to see they do that. And it's just gonna really solidify my thoughts on what it is. But it's just one game, so I ain't gonna put too much on it, too much praise on it. But I think our young guns gonna step up and really play really well in the bright lights. And so I'm excited for this ride, man. Of course, I'm happy to be along with my brothers for another great season from the prestigious University of Houston. As always, go Cougs.